to add me to the group chats. Also, you can do, yeah, so bad. You can even see that my let me try to change. All right, so today we'll be starting on. So today we'll be looking at the design thinking process. Remember that sorry guys, confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I
I
can
should,
hear you.
I think you should be able to with that. So once I get to confirm you can hear me, just let me know if you can hear me because I don't trust this network today. All right, so we'll be
Can hear
looking
you.
starting with the design thinking process today. Remember that yesterday I told us that UI product design, right? It's if you don't understand how you start this, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to start designing. The designing is like today you get to find out that the designing is like the fourth stage in the process. So you don't just if someone a client should reach out to you and say, I want this particular, I want something like this. You don't just start designing. There are several things you need to do, and yesterday we've been able to understand the basics. We've been able to run through the skills that is needed for you to start product design, the important skills. There are other skills. We're also able to look at UX laws, some of the laws you put in place when you start designing. So when we get to UI, we'll also look at UI laws, the things you get to do in UI that would make you a standard designer. So today we'll be looking at the design thinking. What exactly is design thinking? Design thinking is just a problem solving approach. It is that approach that you take to be able to understand your users, to be able to know their problems and challenges, to avoid assumption. You use the design thinking process to actually identify problems. So like I said, there are different processes that you can use to actually find out their real problem. But for this, we'll be using the 5 stage design thinking process where some of the things that this particular process would help you to do is it will help you to understand and develop empathy with your target audience. It's going to help you engage in the process of questioning, that you have to question the problem, you have to question the assumption, and then you have to also question the implication. It's also going to reframe design problems in a user-centric way so that you can ideate with open mind and adopt an approach that would help you in prototyping and testing. Then it's also going to help you experiment in fun. So when you're experimenting, you're actually experimenting the ideal concept and ideas in your head. So the 5 stage design thinking process we'll be talking about is we'll be looking at the empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Now there are other types of design process. There are other types of design process, but we are using the design thinking process. So if you read different articles, you see some people will tell you it's 4 stage. If you read some, you see they will tell you it's 5 stage. Like we just have different stage, but for the generally accepted one is this. That's the design thinking process, the 5 stage design thinking process. All right, so we'll start with the empathize. What exactly is empathize? The empathizing stage. What do you do in this particular stage? This is actually the most important stage. Not like the most important stage, but it's very crucial to us. You don't get to overlook it at all. For no reason should you overlook it. You have to focus on this stage. You get to understand why this stage is very fundamental in everything you're doing. So, what exactly is empathy? Empathy is just the ability of you to understand and then mirror, then share another person's expression, needs, and motivation. So it's just you in UX. Empathy is what helps you to understand not only the user, but you also get to understand. You're not only understanding their immediate frustration, right? You're also understanding their hopes. You're understanding their fears, abilities, limitation, and goals. You're empathizing to understand all of this. Now, one thing you need to note is empathy is actually a soft skill that you need to learn, because at the end of the day, right, if you don't empathize with your users, you would not know how to solve their problem. So I tell people that one thing I tell people is for you to be able to understand your users very well, you need to you need to immerse yourself in their problem. I know that sometimes it's very difficult um to understand your users. Now let's take this scenario. You know that if, for instance, I don't know, Aisha, I don't know your shoe size, but let's say my shoe size is very small. I wear sometimes 36. So let's say yours is higher than 36, say 38 or thereabout. And then we are walking on the road and I'm complaining that my shoe is paining me, that I can feel pain on my shoe, I can feel pain. And if you're not empathizing with me, you can just say, what pain are you feeling? Now, another thing that can happen in that process, you can say, okay, let me wear the shoe. And you try to wear it. Maybe the shoe enters your leg and you wear it for 5 minutes. You know that it's all normal for you to just say, I've worn it now, but it's not painful. Now, also, another thing you need to realize is the extent to which I wear this. So I've been wearing this shoe for long, for like 3 hours. I know the degree of the pain. You that is wearing it for 5 minutes, you might not even know the extent of the pain. If you feel it, you would not even know that it is that deep. So that's why you need to be serious in this empathizing phase so that you get to understand them better. You get to also understand why they feel the way they feel. Empathy is going to help you as a designer to interpret people's emotional and physical need. Now, one thing you need to note is it is this particular kind of research, it's very vital. So at no point should you mix it. Now note that empathy is also not pity or sympathy. When you're empathizing, you're deeply trying to experience what they experience. So it's deep. And you're trying to, it's deeply something that is done with your whole heart in it, with emotion. But when we talk about sympathy, right, it's just like a sense of detachment or superiority. You just want to sympathize with this person. Um, you don't really feel the person's pain. So that's why it's easy to just say sorry. Someone tells you, ah, I got my head is aching. Sorry. That's sympathy, or you're pitying the person, right? But empathy is you trying to put yourself deeply in that person's position to understand what the person wants. Now, note that one of the challenges that you'd get to face in the process of empathizing with your users is they may always not tell you what they need. Sometimes you need to develop intuition, you need to develop imagination, you need to have emotional sensitivity and creativity for you to actually know what they want. Most persons don't know what they want now. If we decide to play that game now and I ask some persons, what do you want? You know that the hardest thing when they ask you, well, when they give you a blank check, is actually what exactly do you want? It's difficult. If you ask me now, what do you want? I don't know. I don't know if it's a car I want, or it's a house I want, or it's plenty money I want. I just know that I want something that will make me comfortable a bit. So it might not be necessarily a car or a house or any of these things. But if you just tell me, so it's better that you look at me and gift me than to now start asking me what do you want. I don't know how many persons are in that position where once they ask you what do you want, you feel like you know what you want, but once that question comes, you don't even know what you want because there are so many things you want at the same time and you just have to choose one. So note that your users would always not know what they want. They would even not tell you. Some people that would even know, they won't tell you. So there are skills. These are skills that you need to develop yourself to be able to understand them. Now, note that empathy is actually very important. Now, the three key parameters that would mostly define a successful product. One is desirability. How do people want your product? How do they desire it? Feasibility. Is it very easy for them to access? Can they see? Then viability. All of these are parameters that you need to consider when building a product. Now, note that empathy is crucial for business success because look at where UX design is. It's in the center of both the business, the technology, and human value. And the human values, these are the things they want: usability and delight, accessibility, and some of those things. So, in the empathy stage now, right, as a designer, what are we expecting from you? I know we're talking about empathy, but what are we expecting for you from you in this journey? What are you going to, if you're empathizing with them, what are the things you should actually do? What are the tasks that people would see to know that yes, you follow the design thinking process, you follow the empathizing process and all of that. The first one is you get to do your research, right? After you do your research, send out your research questions and all of that. But the things that will show that yes, you've done all of these things. One is the user persona. I explained it yesterday. I did like a brief explanation of what a user persona is, where I said a user persona is a fictional representation of your user. So it's like a fictional user profile. You're trying to communicate and summarize your user research. Each persona would have a defined goals and characteristics. So what you're doing is you're trying to use this persona to represent the needs of a larger group of audience or a larger group of users. So let's say in the process, let's think of an app, for instance. Okay, we'll do that exercise later where we'll get to think about what we want to do. But let's say, for instance, you want to build an app for saving money, and your targets are people that are that don't know how to save their money. One, people that are reckless with money, or people that spend a lot, or people that have money and don't know what to do with it. So all of these people are your target audience now. And in this target audience, by research and all of that, you'll be able to now categorize them. You know the people that are students, um this one I can see chat. Network. Sorry. So you know the people that are students. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So you know the people that are students, right? You know the people that are working class, you know the people that are elderly ones, and maybe if you want to add children to your target audience, you can add them. So what you're doing with this is you're trying to say, okay, this is my target audience from the student part. This is my target audience, and you are getting their remember that I said yesterday that in doing user persona, the key things that are very important is their demography. Aside from their demography, another thing that is very important is their goals and then their frustrations. So you need to put all of those things to represent these people at once. And now we have what we call the empathy map. This is another thing you get to deliver. Oh, okay. So Keaton, where are you lost?
Actually, I just joined in now, so my network has been, doing fluctuating.
Oh, okay. So, we are talking about the design thinking process, right? So I said the design thinking process is a problem solving approach that we use to break down complex problem into simpler form. So, let's say you have a problem, right? We need to break it down. We need to dissect it for us to be able to know the exact problem to solve it. And in the process of doing that, we are using the five-step design thinking process, which the first step is empathize, and we are still in the empathizing phase. So empathizing phase is you trying to put yourself in the user's shoes, like trying to put yourself in the problem, try to experience the problem in your head, and there's some things you get to do in this process. um it's not you trying to pity them, all of that, but you're trying to immerse yourself in the problem so that you know the actual problem and how you'll be able to solve this problem for them. And I said, in this particular empathizing phase, there are different deliverables that you get to deliver to your people. And one of it is the user persona, which is like the fictional representation of your target audience. You're using fake data to represent your target audience, but you're getting this from the research itself. So the next one is the empathy map. That is where we are. The empathy map is just a tool, a graphical tool that would help you to imagine things from a user's perspective. So what you're doing with this is you usually ask questions to answer. You it will ask you question that you use to answer some questions from the user's perspective as they encounter a task, such as what do they see? So let's say you are giving them a task to perform. With the empathy map, you're asking, there are key questions you ask in the empathy map. This is that you can see here what your users are thinking, that um what they are thinking or feeling. That is like what is important to them, what they see. So the four quadrant questions are what they see, what they think and feel, what they hear, what they see, and what they do. Now, for instance, if we go online, right, and I like using online so that you also get to see it. If I come online and I say empathy map, just type the word empathy map and turn to the image side, you can see that this is how generally this is how empathy map is represented. You get to put your user, you're trying to get this from the user's perspective and what they see, what they think, what they do, and what they feel. These are the four questions that you get to ask. Now, for some people, and like they have differences. For some people, they add think and feel the same. Hear, see, say, and do. It's just depending on what exactly you want, but just keep these key things in your head: what they say, what they think, what they do, what they feel. So these are like the four okay. Sorry about that. So once the network is everywhere, right? The serious network issue be because of what happened. The fiber that was caught in the sea, something like that. So I think the admin is also having issue trying to export, because they have to export that particular audio and upload it on Drive to send to you. So let's see how this weekend goes. Say tomorrow, tomorrow, Sunday, but before Monday, you'll get it. And next week, our physical class starts. So this network issue would not really be our problem again from next week. So let's just continue. So you can see that if once you type empathy map, this is what you see. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is you can check all of these words yourself and just see how it works, because we are going to design all of these things with time. So you can see what they say, what they do, what they think, what they feel. These four quadrants are very important. What they think, see, yeah, do all of that. Now, for some people, when trying to do the empathy mapping, they go as far as putting their pains and their gain, that's their frustrations and their goals together. in the empathy map. Yeah, either way, you're still doing the right thing. Remember that the goal is not just designing it, but the goal is for it to help you understand or imagine things from your user's perspective. That is the goal of empathy map. So by the time you start writing down these imaginations, right, you can clearly conceptualize your persona interacting with the problem. So you can actually now see or feel how your users are interacting with the problem or how they behave when they encounter the problem. So remember that in all of these things, right, it is very obvious now to us that it is more psychological than designing itself, because it's only a psychologist, or it's only you, if you go for therapy, the person that your therapist should be able to read your mind sometimes, tell you to say so that's why some people prefer to talk to therapists, because they, as a UX person, you are like an informal therapist, because your job is to be able to talk to your users, to be able to talk to them and make them talk. While you're talking to them, make them talk, make them express themselves, and then you know the kind of advice you can give to them for them to follow. Now, this is it. Then the next one is quantitative survey. These are things that you deliver in this particular stage. I already mentioned it from the onset, research. When we talk about research, right, we also research, we have the qualitative and the quantitative kind of research. Now, these are all parts of research. So in this particular stage, empathizing stage, you get to do a quantitative survey that contains objective questions that you'll be using to gain detailed insights from your users. Remember that it's your users that would answer the question. So all the questions you're asking should be questions that is in line with your problem, that will make them talk, so that results from this, you can use it to get data to say, okay, from data, you know that we use data to make informed decisions. In our undergraduate study, during our undergraduate study, in our chapter 3, when we talk about how we want to conduct the research, from chapter 4, what we do is we now use this data to now come to a conclusion. So when plenty people, because 70% of your users agree to this, that means this is this. It's from the data that you decide to see if your research questions have been answered or not, if they meet all of that, if your hypotheses have actually been answered. So it's the same thing we are doing here. We are just conducting research. We have hypotheses in our head, or we have questions that we want answers from. Now, from our research, we'll be able to get those answers. Are we following? Are we together? Is there any question before we move to the defined
Yeah.
stage?
Yes, ma, we are following.
Oh, okay. So these are like the most things we expect during the empathizing phase, and we'll get to start designing all of this from next week, right? Let's not rush. From next week, we'll start designing them one after the other. So for this week, I want us to understand it, and know how we can come with it. Today we'll do like what we'll do at maybe after break. What we'll get to do is we'll get to identify problems. So let me just say it here so that you can be thinking about it. You know that the goal of product design sometimes, or one thing we are expecting to do with product design is, let's say for instance, we're trying to, with tech, not really product design, with tech, what we are doing is trying to enhance or trying to make what we already know better than what it used to be. So let's take for instance, before Uber and all of that, we usually have what we call a drop, where you come outside your gate and you book a taxi, you negotiate. It doesn't carry anybody, it carries you straight to your location. That was the normal way. So you could see these taxi drivers everywhere and just stop them and book them all at once, but that was offline. But then Uber came to simplify the process, where you don't need to go outside to stand under the sun to look for an empty vehicle before you can do it. But this time around, you can easily book them. It was very hard adapting, but at the end of the day, they adapted. food delivery, the traditional way, you go to any restaurant, you queue to get your food. Once you get your food, you pay and you carry your food to your table to eat. They had to simplify the process, because if you look the same way you have it on the counter or the same way you have it on the showcase, the food, that's how you will have it on your phone. It is displayed there. You see the food that you want to buy, and then you see the price and all of that. So if I can go on and on and on to tell you the different things that they've done to enhance our life. That's the whole idea of tech. So what I want us to do individually is, while you're in class, also think about things that happen in your environment that you feel like we need to solve, problems around your environment that you might need to solve, and maybe how you want to do it. For now, you don't know how you want to do it. That's the truth. You don't know how you want to do it, but just try to imagine problems. It can be problems that you've encountered personally. It can be something that people around you are discussing. So when it's time for us to interact about that, you get to talk about the problem, and then we'll look at what we can do or how we can start doing that. So that's that. So the next step in the design process, it's 5 steps. The first step is empathize. The next step is define. So what do you do in the definition stage? Now, in this stage, this is where you connect the dots from the empathizing phase. So what you do in this stage is you now try to analyze what you've observed and then describe them so that you can now define the core problem. Before we go on, let's take this. Let's look at this together. So using me as a case study, or using me as your user, say Aisha is my friend. I think that's the only name I can, that's the one name I can remember even if I'm asleep. So Aisha is my friend. And I'm talking to Aisha as a product designer, and I'm like, or not Aisha general, I'm talking to everybody, and I'm like, oh God, I normally have issues, right, with different things as a human, and one of it is doing, let me say, washing my clothes is my problem. I come to class and I'm telling you guys that washing my clothes is actually a problem for me. So any day I come to class, I say washing my clothes is a problem for me. As product designers, right? What would you suggest I do? What are the different suggestions you give to me?
I think I would either say you should probably outsource it,
Okay.
get someone that can just come and wash for you, or maybe get a washing machine to make it easier.
Okay. Yeah, this is like one suggestion. Another one can be like, you can tell me to maybe get a maid that would help me do the work, right? So there are different ways. One thing you need to note is there are different ways to actually solve a problem. As you can just observe now, there are different ways to help me solve that problem. But do you know that, Aisha, I can tell you that you just assumed that getting a washing machine would solve my problem. Now, it can be that I have, what's it called? There are different limitations why I can't actually wash my clothes, why I can't get a washing machine. It can be that maybe I don't have space in my house to even keep it, or I don't have light and I use a small solar panel that can't even carry a washing machine. And these are different limitations. You will not know until you talk to me. So in this empathizing phase, right? Let's say you're empathizing with me. What you're trying to do is talk to me to know all the pros and the cons, why I can't do a certain thing, or why I can't follow a certain approach, or why I can't get this done. That's your work. That your work is to talk to me, to ask me, okay, how about getting in-house made? You're not throwing the problem, you're not throwing the solution to me. But what you're trying to do is to get, you can even get the solution for me indirectly. You can tell me, how do you want to solve this? If you're to help yourself, how would you help yourself? Some of those things. And then, now, remember that the problem is doing laundry. That's a problem, and it is broad. It is broad, doing laundry. There are different solutions to it. You don't even know the exact thing that is making me not able to do my laundry, if it's because of time or because generally I'm a lazy person. It can be different way. So by the time you're done talking to me, like researching, trying to now picture me, trying to use all of those tools, the empathy map, user persona, to understand the problem, where when you're not doing at this particular step to this defining stage is you're trying to now define the exact problem. So the problem can be that it's I work 9 to 5, or I work round the clock, so I don't have time. And because I don't have time and I don't have space in my house, this is what the problem is. The problem is this. Sometimes the problem can be finance, and then they are telling you, some people will tell you, there's no light in my area, or there is no light, this, that. For you to solve that light issue. Now, it's not like most persons don't know that if there's no light, you need to get a generator, or you need to get a what's it called, a solar system, right? But then that's the problem that they told you. But by the time you start then breaking down this problem, you get to realize that what the problem is actually is money, and not even because of that. Because with money, they can get it. So you might not decide that your solution can be a buy now, pay later kind of model, where people can buy solar or buy generator, depending on what they are, based on what they earn, and they pay monthly. Do you see that you successfully solved their problem, because you know that the real problem is the money, and not because they don't know the solution? It can also be like, it can also be that for some people, the real problem is they stay in a place where the generator is not allowed. So you need to look for noiseless ways to give them power, or they stay in a place where they can mount solar system. So another thing you can do for them is production of inverters, all of that. You see that different ways. From the first instance, we only know the problem. We don't know the actual problem. So when we now come to the defined stage after all of this, now we now know what the core problem. So it's called the problem behind the problem. You now know the real problem behind the problem that they told you. So at that point that you've identified it, what are you now going to do? The deliverable. Now, this is the point where you now write a problem statement. You'd always get to say problem statement. In this problem statement, now what you're doing is you're trying to now you're trying to problem statement now, you're trying to now uncover, you're not trying to focus on what you've uncovered. So let's say I've uncovered that this is the issue. I'm not focusing on that. So I'm writing it in the best way possible. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I can hear you
Okay,
now.
we can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
So what exactly is a problem statement, right? A problem statement is just a brief or a concise description of the issue or challenge that you're trying to address. So it gets to cover the scope, the context, and all of that. So okay, so there's something I want to open, right? Where is it? 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 So I have different ones. Let me be able to find the exact I'm looking for. I'll say Sha. Okay. So let it open. So it's for you to see how we get to do all of these things. So now this is what's it called? So let's look at this, right? I'm sorry, I was supposed to do this earlier so that you understand the journey that we'll be going through. So remember that the first stage is what is the problem? This is the problem, like the problem statement. These are like the problem. everyone is looking for a way to be smarter with their money. And this app is the solution. The app helps to track all your expenses, visualize them in charts, set up a custom goal. This one, you already know the solution. You already know the solution, right? That's what this particular about this project. So let's move to, there's also a goal. So before you also start any project, you have the goal of the project. What do you want this project to do for you? Now you can see here that we have the design process, and this is the stage where we are in. The design process is what completes the whole project itself. Now, on the empathizing phase, we've talked about the user research, where you have the quantitative and qualitative. We talked about the empathy map. We've talked about the user persona. Now, we'll get to talk about these are also other things you get to do in this stage. The user journey competitive analysis. I've not mentioned it because in subsequent class, we'll talk about it. Then for the defined stage where we are now, you have the value proposition, what you're doing better. It can be that what you're working on is like an already existing app. So you're talking about the value proposition, what you're doing better. There's also a competitive analysis. You're looking at your competitors. There's a goal statement, there's a problem statement, and then there's like the hypothesis statement. So you can see the flow. Then when we get to the ideation, that's where we brainstorm, we do user flow, we do information architecture. Can you see that the first one is the design? This is where we now start designing. From here, A, B, C, we are not designing that, we are talking. So this is for people that, when are we getting to the practical? We'll get to practical because all of this, we get to design things, but know that we have more talk to do than this. Then the design part, we have sketch. So this is just how it flows, right? How do you get to represent this? Because some of you have been wondering now, how is it going to be represented? You can see the research questions here. You can see this. Then the problem, this is the problem. This is the solution that you're bringing out. You can see this person's empathy map. You can also see this person's user persona. Yeah, you can see the user story. Yesterday I mentioned user story. So it's blurry, right? Because of network, but later on we'll get to do it. Then you can see the user journey map or customer journey map, which we'll talk about. But I would like us to talk about this in physical class. You can now see the user flow. Can you see that all these points, there's no design. This is the user flow. Oh. So see where you now start designing. This is where you now start all of the designing. You can see sketching. At this point, he has understood the problem, he knows the solution, and then he's now sketching his idea on paper. You can see how he's sketching it, and then he's on Figma, representing what he has sketched. And you can see from the research, you can see the research data, the survey, the research that he carried on. You can see the testing. Before, this is what he did before. But after the testing, this is what he did. He had to remove this particular button because users did not want it. And then you can see where he is now looking at his typography. We talked about this typography, colors, the logo, then you're building your components. You're building your components, you're building icons, and then this is where you now start doing the main design. So this is the journey we are on. We are on this journey where we'll start from A, which we've started already, till we'll get to that point. So let's come back to the network is actually disturbing, but we'll be seeing more of this. So first thing now I also want to tell us for today's class, first task for today's class is register on Behance. Let me type it. We have Behance, we have Dribble. So register on all of these sites. These are sites where we get inspiration. But Behance is for me is more better because you get to see case studies, you get to see people's design process and how they get to come to this. All right. So how do you come up with a design with a what's it called problem statement? Remember that as you're trying to focus on the insight that you've uncovered with your empathy map. So you are now you're now trying to come up with a solution. So let me give you an example of a problem statement. So let's imagine that I'm trying to do something regarding food delivery. So it can be like I can come up to say, after making my research, I can now come up to say the increasing demand for convenient food delivery service. It brings or highlights the needs for an effective and user-friendly mobile app that seamlessly connects users with a wide range of restaurants while ensuring timely delivery and customer satisfaction. This app should, the app should be able to address the following: long wait time, limited restaurant option, inconsistent food quality, complex ordering process, and all of this. You can see that I've covered the whole problem, or I've covered what they want in this particular statement. So I'm saying this statement without it just coming out. So that's why it's this sometimes it will be this bulky. So when you start writing, you get to understand. Let's say from the research, I've come to discover that because more people want to order for food because of what do you say? Hello, did you say something? Sorry guys, am I fast?
No, ma, we're getting. From my end anyway.
You're getting
All
it.
right, so please if
No,
I'm
you're not.
fast,
You're not.
It's fine.
They're
all
doing
right.
with you.
All right, thanks. So I've done my research. I'm assuming that I've done my research, right? And now I'm coming up with a problem statement. From this problem statement, you can get to understand that. So let me type the problem statement that I'm reading out.
Okay, ma. Sorry, while you're doing that, ma, you made mention of I think you made mention of three sites. You made mention of dribble. You made mention of Behance, and one other one. I didn't get that.
No, it's just Dribble and Beyond I mentioned now. I'm going to get other
Okay.
platforms to you, but just register on Dribble and Beyond for today.
Okay, ma.
All right, so something like this as a problem statement, the increasing demand for convenient food delivery service highlights the need for an efficient and user-friendly mobile application that seamlessly connects users with a wide range of restaurants while ensuring timely delivery and customer satisfaction. You can decide to stop there. Your problem statement can stop there because you've covered what you want to cover. But for some people, right, they'll still go as far as saying this app should address challenges such as long wait time, limited options, inconsistent food quality, complex ordering process, and then enhancing the whole dining experience for users. This is a complete problem statement. Anybody that sees this problem statement knows what users were complaining about in the research problem and all of that. Do you get?
Yes, ma.
Do you
Yes, ma.
understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. The next one, right, is the competitive analysis that we'll get to talk about. Competitive analysis, one thing you get to do in this stage. So for this value proposition, like I said, value proposition is basically you saying if you have other platforms, right? For food delivery, we already have Glovo, Chowdeck, all of these fronts. But for the value proposition, it's like what you're doing better than what is already existing. But how do you know your value if you don't get to do what we call the competitive analysis? So competitive analysis now is a report that outlines both the strength and the weakness of your competitors compared to those of your own business. So what you're doing with competitive analysis is you're looking at other people, you're looking at their flaws, you're looking at what they are doing right, and then you're proposing yours. So you can also add your value proposition in in that particular thing. So let's go online and check for, I think this guy, this person, there's a competitive analysis here. I don't know, but let me confirm. Okay, there's no competitive analysis here. It did not do that. So sometimes you can decide to leave out some of these things, but it's not, you can decide to leave it out as far as people understand what you're doing. Competitive. So let me use UI so that we get to see how it is done most times. So this is a competitive analysis report. Oh, this is not clear. Okay, so this is clear. Let's say this is how the templates, this is how you do it most times, where you have a table. The table, you put the first company, the second company, and then maybe your company, and you use different statistics, things like price, what they are doing. So remember that it's what they are doing well. So you can decide to say their delivery time. If theirs is 20 minutes, the other one is 30 minutes, yours should be like 15 minutes. That's an advantage you get. So you also get to look things like pricing, rewards. There are different data, right? You just be the one to now think of what data you would want to use to represent the particular company that you're working on. For this, I can see storage, I can see different. So it's this data you look at. You don't just come up with it, you do study, like you study your competitors and know the things they are doing better. And also another thing is from your value proposition. What are you giving them separately? So from your value proposition, you can come up with data that you can now use to judge all of this. So that's it for the competitive report. Now, the next one is the ideation phase. That how are all of these stages linked? You've done your research, you've defined the problem, you've looked at your competitors. Now you now come and start ideating. So ideation is it's a word that we use to coming up with different ideas. So what you do is you're trying to now have clear understanding of you, who your users, who are they, what they do, and then how you're going to solve the different problems for them. So you ideate different way, you can come up with different ideas. So I'll show us how we can do it digitally, how you can ideate digitally. You can do it on Google Meet like this, where different people are talking about their ideas. You can also do it on what's it called? On FigJam. So we'll get to FigJam today by the time. So what are the things you do here? You brainstorm. So brainstorming is you having different people and then you're talking about it. You can do it alone, you can do it in a group. So it's not like it must be in a group. You can brainstorm, you can close some people. How some people normally brainstorm is they can shut down everything, take their phone away and start thinking of different things. Remember that ideation is you coming up with different ideas. Now note that there's no idea that is not valid at this point. So that's what I tell people. There's no idea. In addition, to tell you that you can come up with any idea. There's no useless idea and there's no good idea. There's no useless idea. There's no good idea. You can come up with any idea at this point. So we have what we call mind mapping. So what is mind mapping? A mind map is just a diagram that represents words, tasks, or idea that is related to a particular keyword. So let's say our keyword is food. So you put it there, food delivery. That's the keyword. You now start writing about different solution. Just what we did, where my problem is laundry, and Aisha gave us some solution. Get a washing machine. Get a laundry man. Employ a maid. Employ a maid. Then the next solution can be an app where you can order. So it's just creating different solutions from the problem or the keyword that you have there. That's what mind mapping is. So what are the what do we deliver during this stage? We can deliver different sketch. We can deliver sketch, like when we mean sketch, it can be sketch of your solution that you're coming up with. Sorry. So sketch up your solution, like the flow, how you want the flow to be, how you want this to go. Then we have the user flow. Now the user flow is like so let's take let's take this example. Remember that on this particular screen you can see information architecture. Now information architecture is just like the plan. So imagine that you're building a house. Before you start building any house, you have a plan, and the architect will draw the plan of the house. Will tell you, okay, this is where your room will be, this is where your parlor will be, this is where this will be. Now you know that all of these things are in the house, plus the passage, they are all in the house. So that's the information architecture. That's the full plan of the house, the whole contents that you want to be in the house, the whole everything you want to be in the house, from the rooms to this. You've done the plan. Now user flow is different from information architecture, but they are almost similar. Because if you look at this is a user flow. This is information architecture. You can see that for this, it has every part of the house. From this, let's say this is the house, send money. Let's say this is room, parlor, kitchen, toilets, corridor, and all of that. You have everything there, and what will be in each of the process, each of them. But for user flow, you can see that user flow is particular to one thing, a particular task. So let's say inside this house, I want to move from this house to the next, I want to move from my room to the kitchen. You know that there are paths that I would walk to achieve that. I can't just stand up and reach there. So you see those paths that you take to reach your goal or to complete a task is what we call user flow. To come to the kitchen when the house is completed, I need to leave my bed. I need to leave the bed, walk through the passage, probably, then get to the kitchen. Or let's say the task is to drink water or eat food, and the food is in the kitchen. So you know that I would have to get up, move to the kitchen, move to this place, and then get here. These are the tasks. So user flow is particular to the tasks, the steps people take to achieve a task. Information architecture is the entire plan of the house, the entire space you can see in it. But if you want to now give specific tasks, that's pathway that people follow to get there. That is what we call a user flow. And then we have what we call the user stories in the ideation phase. The user story, for instance, you have things like there's a tagline for it, or there's an approach that we follow, which is as a dash. I normally put dash as a dash. I want to dash so that I can dash. So what you're doing is, as the dash, you now need to fill in what you want to fill. It can be as a writer, as a professor, depending on what you want to do, or as a rider, as a food orderer, as a this, as a that, as a 9 to 5 worker, as a this, anything you want to put in this particular individual bracket is left to you. Next is I want to. What is the goal? I want to easily access my ideas. Then the next one is so that, okay, what do you want to do? And then the goal. Sorry, and then the what do you want to achieve with it? So that's what a user story is. These are examples of user story. Let's say Binder, for instance, is an app that allows people to maybe order books. So you see stories like, as a writer, I want to easily access my idea so that I can be reminded or inspired. Then we have, as a professor, I want to be able to edit so that this, as a this, I want to be able to do this so that this. You can see all of that. Sorry. So you see what or how a user story is done, and then like I said, it is like a description of how your users will perform tasks on your website. So you can have something like, as a user, I want to be able to input my email address and my password so that I can log in successfully to my account. These are user story. Remember the keywords as a dash, I want to dash so that I can dash. So once you have this keywords, you're good to go. And then another thing you can deliver from this is what we call a storyboard. A storyboard is just like a visual layout that explores the user experience with the product. So it's just like you doing, like I said yesterday, trying to try to create a movie from the context. So it can be that Boma woke up in the morning, she went to bed, she went to do this. From there, she starts working, she's hungry, and then you remember that you have to put your story. You can see how they are doing it. So let's look at a storyboard sample. You can see how it's done. It's story. Doing a story to say, okay, when Boma wakes up in the morning, she goes to her room, she sits down to work, and then she's hungry. She tried to now deliver food and all of that. Is it not? Is it not? Just imagine what you have to go through as a sincere. Okay, let me ask. Yesterday and today, can anybody say UI UX is simple? Like it's simple. Can you agree with me that it's not?
It's not
It's not
simple. It's technical.
You can see the steps you
It
have to
involves
go
a lot of
through.
creativity.
Yes, a lot of creativity. You can see what you are. That's why when people reach out to me that they've not been creative for the whole day, I understand. Like, cause all of these things. Imagine writing a story or trying to act a movie in your head because you want to solve a user's problem. So this is what a storyboard looks like, where you get to and draw things. You just get to visualize everything that happens, and you get to do all of these things. So you can't really skip them, because if you skip them, you will not even understand what you are doing. And then we have the mood board. So the mood board is what communicates the artistic direction of a project. So what you do is a collection of image, fonts, interactions, icons, anything you can use. So how do we get mood boards, right? So one of the things, you can get mood boards from anywhere. So for some people, have you noticed that sometimes you'll be walking on the road and you see something fine and you take a picture of it? Like you just see something fine and you take a picture of it. So if you've been doing that, then God has been preparing you for product design. Because sometimes that's how we gather mood board. I can be walking on the road and I see a clothes of somebody and I like the color. I can just take a picture of it to use that color on my design. I can be walking and I see maybe people fighting on the road, and then I like something that they are doing. You can take it and say, okay, I'm going to use maybe the sound or maybe anything around there to create something. So you can get mood board from anywhere. You can get mood boards from things around you. You can get it from your own imagination. Um, you can get it from, I say, from your own imagination. Imagination is always in my head, but you can get it from anywhere. It can be from a picture, it can be from graphic design, it can be from maybe a newspaper you're reading and you like the fonts that they use, and you can decide to say, okay, I want to use it. It can be from anything, right? So mood board, it can be that you're doing food delivery and you're getting mood board from Uber app. So it's just anything that those things that you gather to ensure that your project, you get inspiration for your project. That's what a mood board is. Can you see that this person wanted to use red color for something and they had to go and take pictures of pepper just to create this particular fine thing. You can see that there's carpet here, picture of carpet, there's picture of knife, there's picture of fork, pepper, and all of that. These are all mood boards, anything that would give you inspiration for your design. for sometimes it can be in a movie. In a movie, you can get to see inspiration maybe from the art of this actor or from the shirt. So anything that gives you inspiration, that's mood board, you get to gather it. And now we are here in the fourth step where you now get to all the things that you have been creating in your head, you now show evidence. Because at the end of the day, there's no evidence, it's not complete though. So this is the stage where you produce the, let's say, the lower version of, or the version of what you feel like is the solution. So it's just like you're investigating something and you're done investigating and then you're telling them, okay, this is it. So this is where you now start drawing, you now start getting all of your ideas, and you do it via wireframes, where you get to a sketch or a framework or a blueprint of what you want to do, the features that you want to have, all those things you need, and then the prototype, that's the colored parts and how it plays. When you play it, it moves from here to here. You can see how it's from here we got to this point. So a prototype is a clickable series or the clickable version of your mockup. And then the last stage where we get to test. In the testing phase, you're sending out your design to these people to say, okay, let them test it and come back with feedback. Okay, so let them test it and come back with feedback. So what are you giving them in this stage? You're giving them usability reports. That's a document that allows them to get insight into the user expectation and frustration. All the things they found bad in what you did, you get to do it here. Then an analytical report. You're also giving them a report to say, okay, the metrics of your design, 20 people or 30 people from Aja downloaded the app, 200 people from this downloaded this. So you can see that this design thinking process is both cognitive, it's both strategic, and it's also very practical. So it has to, you tax your brain, you will think. Then you would also, after thinking, you strategize, and then you now come up with results. So it's something that it starts with empathy. Now, note, another thing you need to note is this is an iterative process. What we mean iterative process is you can come to from after testing, you can start from the beginning, the advertising phase. Because you can be done with testing and you now discover another issue. You start from the starting. So it's not something you do and abandon. You do it at every point. So even if it's a feature, so let's say Uber now wants to build a feature of how you can, okay, so there's one platform that I worked on a particular time, and their value proposition is you can eat now and pay later. So that was a feature they wanted to build. You still go through this process. Even if it's a feature in an already existing app, my dear, you go through this process till you get it. So basically, that's it. So we will get to do these tasks, right? We'll get to do these tasks, but not now. I want us to do what I said we were going to do. So we're not going to do it after break again. We can do it now. So the floor is open, right? Tell us about problems you've encountered around your environment, or something someone has encountered that you feel like we have to solve. And then after that, I'll pick one in this class and we'll go through the brainstorming section on how to do it on Figma and FigJam, sorry. And from there, if there's still time, we'll get to cover user research today, so that you use the weekends to carry out your research. So from Tuesday, we'll now start doing all of these practical designs, some of these deliverables that you need at every point, from the user persona, empathy map, customer journey map, all of those things. We'll now start designing it, so that you know that we have just 4 weeks. So that before the 4 weeks, we'll be able to cover both design, testing, and then you have your case study done. So we are getting to the point where we might be a bit fast, but we are shared together in this, so we'll all get it. All right, so if you can talk. Okay, so the assignment, I've not given it yet. I'll still look at it, refine it before I give it out. So let's just talk about problems that you've encountered, because I want us to pick an idea that would work on.
Okay, so good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, so there's this problem in customer support, you know, making of calls to customers. So I notice sometimes um, they dial in, and when they dial in, it takes a lot of energy to do that. It takes time. So I'm looking at solving the problem whereby it automatically calls in customers. So they don't need to pick a phone and dialing the customer's number, you know. So the app would have to um, they'll have to bring those customers into probably an inactive or active role, whereby the app will automatically call the customers. And then when the call is ongoing, they can actually escalate the problem of the customer and send it through. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, the good thing about it
Okay,
is
so
we'll be the one to solve it throughout this class. So you've already gotten a task, or you've gotten something to solve. But it's something that is achievable, right? It's something that is really achievable. It's just to think it through. This is where the thinking part starts. So what should we call it? Aisha, so you help me do something. This is number one. So let's say, just say a problem in customer support. Remember that we don't know the solution, but we know that this is a problem of dialing customers' number one after the other. So let's take that as number one. So with time, would for now, Ginika, you cannot even tell us the solution. We just know the problem. So let's take it at the problem. So I just want to hear the problem. We'll solve it together in this class.
okay.
All right. Next.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah,
So,
good morning.
the problem surfaced while I stay around there is regarding market. Some people are even lazy going to the market. So when you said this, I was proposing in my head, like, what if there is like an app, just like the way we have our boats, that when we make an order, the closest driver can easily be pinpointed, then we can make a trip with that person. So I was thinking, okay, what if an app is being created that, okay, I need so things, I want to get melon, I want to get this. Then when you type it on that app, then you see like a bling, bling, bling. That means other marketers might have that same app. It will bling, then the one that is closest to you will pop up. Then you negotiate price. If you're not okay with that, you go for your the next seller that you can buy from. Negotiate price. Then after which you make transaction. So that's just what came to my head when you're saying it. So,
Okay, so agree with me that we can call it like a marketplace that uses location to filter people that sell a particular item to you.
okay.
Yeah. So we have that. Any other one?
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning, Aisha.
So I've actually been thinking about this since yesterday, sort of, when we started the class, and what I had in mind was something like, for example, now I studied food science and technology, and from colleagues and all of that, we always face the problem of when we want to apply for jobs. Most companies just say, okay, we have opening. They put the requirements, right? But they actually know what exactly they are looking out for. So most times it's almost like they just put out that the vacancy, so it doesn't feel like, oh, this company does in-house recruiting alone and stuff like that. So I was thinking of something like a platform where I'm a graduate, I can bring in something similar to LinkedIn, right? But just tailored to professionals in food science and technology. So
Okay.
I can come on board, bring in my, put in my resume and the likes. Then companies can come, okay, for this particular opening, it's just fresh graduates we are looking for. So they have like, they get their pool of information and then they shortlist based on that. Or, okay, this one, we need people with maybe 5 years or less or more and the like, something like that, yeah.
Okay. So
I don't know
yeah,
if it
so it's
makes
just
sense.
a job. But you know that by the time we start thinking about all of this, right, it's going to be two apps in one. There's going to be the employer's app, and there's
Yeah.
also going to be the job seekers app. So hope you've taken down the first two plus these three. I want the guy to
Yeah.
talk now. There's no issue with
All
guys.
right. I have
Yeah.
a problem to speak.
Okay.
Okay. From my own perspective, because I'm a musician, like I play the keyboard and the guitar. I noticed lately that there are so many churches and events that are in need of musicians, and most times they always and there are musicians also that are also looking for gigs for that they can play and maybe get some money. So I'm on a platform on WhatsApp, which I think is too small, and most time you always have to maybe forward your residents, forward your videos, and all of those things. So I was thinking that it would be better if there's a platform dedicated to just musicians, so that both the persons that are in need of musicians and the musicians also that are in need of gigs can always connect together. They could just easily go there, see their profile, see where they stay, and see their expected prices or amount to be paid, and know if this person is the right person I can contact for this particular event, something like that.
Okay, so that sounds interesting actually. So it's like a musician app. So we are starting with the problem. So I shall take this an app that's oh yeah, an app that helps people get musicians. All right, so another guy.
Hello,
Okay,
ma.
I'm a
Sorry,
lady.
for the
Okay.
network, I didn't get the question. I was away.
Okay, so I said the app is generally an oh, okay. Abiodun, you're the one. So I said, let's talk about problems in our environment that would like to solve, or problems that you've encountered one way or the other. But I think Folashade wants to speak. After Folashade,
Yes,
peace.
yes, I want to say something.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to say something. I want to say that during the inflation period, in fact, we are still around the time now when we will go to the marketplace and everybody will just be inflating their prices, and you get something here today, they'll say it's because of dollars. And then before, by the time you take the same amount, probably even in few hours time, they would have increased the price. So something came to my mind that what if there's an app like Jumia that you can compare prices and get the lowest price at your
Okay.
reach, um, because they already know that if they don't sell it at this particular price, somebody else will give it at a lower price, which will make that person sell faster and then get more market and then buy more. So if there's an app that can make the price okay, that people will be scared to just inflate price anyhow because they know that there's somebody somewhere that will reduce the price, and then people can easily access the app, then look for the lowest price or the most reasonable price that they can get their products from, and then just get it. So that was what came to mind when everybody was just inflating their prices. You get something and the increment is not it's not like 100 naira, 200 naira. They can just increase 500 naira, 1,000 at the time. Like, they say it's dollar. Why now? So that was okay. To find that if there's something that somebody can do to just make it more competitive, that if anybody wants to inflate unnecessarily, they can at least reason that there's somebody else that will reduce the price somewhere.
Yeah.
So
So like,
that was what comes to mind.
okay.
There's no price control in the country. So how do you
Yes.
actually?
Yes, I know that there's no price control, but then they know,
Yeah.
like on Jumia now, if you want to order a phone or probably any product on Jumia, you can see lesser with the same product. You see lesser price for the same product. Then if you're able to like take your salary, start for that particular product, you see lesser, and you see the rate at which people give feedback concerning the product that has lesser price as well. So there's the
But
reason why the person that is selling it. You want to say something? Hello.
no, it's
There's a reason
fine.
why
It's fine.
there's a reason
It's
why the
fine.
person that is selling it lesser and is at the original price, whereby people are giving a very good feedback concerning the product. There are some reasonable prices that people, even though there's no price control, there are some people that like just like the empathy that we just learned. They put they put people in their shoe. Now, what if you are the one that wants to buy this? Because even if you inflate your own price, there's another thing you will need that another person will inflate. And the problem keeps going on and on. So if there's a way we can just maneuver our way, that's okay. If I increase this price, somebody will reduce it and another they'll get it from that person. So I don't know if I'm able to explain well, Sha, but that's
Yeah.
just what came to.
From the way you can look at it now is, so it's like you building Jumia, but you're putting regulatory measures in it. So let's say, for instance,
Exactly.
yeah. So just let's say, for instance, I'm a seller on Jumia and I upload a phone for 30,000 naira, and I've uploaded that phone,
Yes.
let's say 3 days ago or 1 week ago, and
Yes.
as let's say 2 days ago I uploaded it. As at today, the now increased dollar. Dollar now increased from I uploaded it when dollar was 1.5. Dollar now increased to
Yes.
1.7. So it's just to put that
Exactly.
security regulatory measure that any product that
Measure.
was
Exactly.
uploaded before the dollar increased
Before
cannot be sold
dollar
at the
increases,
new
will still
price.
remain the price.
Yes, will still remain the price.
Exactly.
So what is going to happen is
Particularly
just
foodstuff now. After foodstuff.
the food stuff. So that's even better. So if I upload rice at 50,
Yes. Yes.
as at
Particularly
today,
foodstuff.
it must be
Uh-huh.
50 KT. Any amount you uploaded it with, that's the amount you
Uh-huh.
spend. So if you try to increase the amount, the system
Yes.
cannot increase the amount.
Uh-huh. Exactly. So
It's
so people will be able to trust that particular app that, okay, if I go to this app, I am sure that I'll get it at that
I will
price
see
that at
the
least
original
will
price,
still be
yes,
favorable.
before it is increased.
Uh-huh.
Except I'm uploading that goods today and the dollar is 1.7. That's when it
Exactly. And
demands.
has increased. Yes. That's actually my thoughts.
All right, so nice. Okay.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay,
Mm.
one problem I want to mention is some people with health issues tend to not get diagnosis because they can't visit the hospital, maybe they're very busy or they're not opportune to. So a solution I came up with is probably create an app that allows them access doctors on their phone and probably find doctors closer to them instead of visiting an hospital and having to wait again or pay an extra amount of money to see a doctor. So create an app that allows them just access doctors online and get their descriptions of the drugs they should get or their diagnosis also, this is what happened to me. Okay, what should I do? When should I come in for an appointment? Just get this, instead of just going to the hospital to just wait and waste your time, because people are very busy nowadays. So that is it. Just create an app that allows them access, find doctors and probably get drugs to get prescription of drugs online too. So yes.
Okay. So, yeah, that's actually good, like a doctor on your phone or doctor on the go. So you can get medical advice, you can get prescription, and you can order for drugs and all of that. Nice. Martin. Sorry, Martin.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Um, my idea is similar to, I don't know, one that said something about foodstuff. You said something about foodstuff earlier. So, uh, I'm a farmer, like I study agricultural technology. So yeah, so I thought about reducing uh, prices of food items like rice, beans, yam, and the rest. Um, but instead of us using the way this market people, we break the chain of reaction, chain of production from wholesaler, from producer to wholesaler, all those middlemen, because it's those middlemen that actually get to add more money, and it's the price gets increased every time. So I think if we can create an avenue whereby, like you said, the junior store, whereby, but this time around, we are going to be uh, the, the middleman, and we are going to charge less than what other person or other people in the marketplaces are charging. So yeah, that's um, the stuff I can.
Okay, ma. Good morning, ma. Good morning, everyone. So I didn't get the question, but then I already get what you were trying to say. So I'm actually in the health sector, and this other lady spoke a little bit of what I have in mind. But then while the other guy was talking, I had another thing coming up. So I actually feel probably there should be an app where an app where you get to, because a lot of people are, in fact, a lot of young people are lazy now. Even me, I'm very, very lazy. A lot of young people are lazy and they don't want to do things. They just want to do things at their comfort zone. So I will use myself as an example. So last night I wanted to, I our pump machine is just downstairs, and going down to go and going up and down to go and do to get to like on and off, it's kind of stressful for me, even for the fact that I'm not doing anything at the moment. But going down and coming up, it's kind of very, very stressful. And as well as, opening the gates for, you know, for car to come in and all of that. So I feel if there's an app that does all of, though I think there's a remote that they use for gates these days, but then I feel there should be an app where, all your home appliances can just be, connected to the app, and well, probably you want to on the light, you can just probably do it on your phone, wherever you are. Or probably you want to like on the fan, you can do it on your phone, AC, whatever it is, the gate, whatever it is, any home appliances. In fact, you can even connect your probably your washing machine to it. Just get to on it, because there's a washing machine these days that the washing machine get to like have its own. There's a way they do all of those things where the water comes in, water goes out, and washes it, dry it there, and all of that. You can get to connect the washing machine to the phone, and I don't know. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, ma.
Yeah, I do. It's like I've forgotten that it's just like how you have Alexa and
Yes, exactly.
yeah,
Alexa, yeah. Alexa does all of those things. I get, yes.
yeah. So
Exactly.
to build Alexa app, nice. Okay, peace.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. Good morning.
Okay, what I was thinking was, so there's a problem I've noticed since, especially in Lagos, where like with the cost of accommodation and everything, random people just come together to like get a place without like knowing themselves, just randomly like that. So I was thinking, and with stuffs like that, it becomes it turns out badly majority of the times because you don't know anything about this person, you don't have any idea, you just come together like that. So I was thinking of maybe creating an app where you people of similar interests or people of like minds get to meet for this particular reason of like getting a place, and it gives you like opportunity, gives the user an opportunity to get to know the other person they are trying to like come together with, like that, before making that kind of decision. So something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, nice one. Okay, so very nice. Is this Sekani? Your hand is up.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, just regarding the food store someone was talking about, I was thinking of an idea like instead of trying to open a store where everybody can come and put their store and check for different prices, why not just build up a website where we can just meet farmers to bring in their products at a regulated price, and different people can come and order and get their stuff delivered to them where they are instead of going down to the market. So that's just an idea I thought of when she was talking about the food store, because food as of today, there is no price regulation in Nigeria regarding anything, not just food alone. I can wake up this morning, I decided to sell my bag of rice for 50K, and wake up the next morning and decided to sell it for 100K. And people have no choice, they'll still buy it. So instead of doing that, we can just create an avenue where we can meet farmers themselves, because like one of the guys said, like the middlemen are those who are really, really hyping the price, because they know that the farmer does not really have much choice, and we, the consumer, have no choice as well. Thank you.
Yeah, so you know the good thing about gifts. That's how you are go.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the health sector. I think about two people have discussed about it briefly, but I just want to shed more light because in today's Nigeria, it's very difficult to meet up with doctors and the rest, like she said. So I believe if there's an app where you can, you can book before time, and you don't really have to see or go through the long queue where there were long files for you to fill. There'll be like an app where your medical history is written there, so the doctor won't have to like wait for the secretary to pass the file to him before he knows what to do next. So you can just book online and book a date where you'll be able to access the doctor. So I'm really into the healthcare app. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Okay, nice. So, you know, the beauty of all of these ideas we've all said now, it's that we are all going to solve it. So, that's why the reason why I do this like this is because you know that a problem you're passionate about should, even if you're not understanding UI UX, so you're not understanding product design yet, right? Something you're passionate about, you'd want to solve it. You want to put everything in you to solve it. So that's the good thing. So for those of you that have not spoken, if you have any idea, right, feel free to bring it out. But for now, I'm going to choose I'm going to choose one for us to use, and I'm going to choose the medical, the one for medical history. No, not medical history, the doctor on your hand. So that's what I'm going to choose and show us what we can do. Oh, who is the host? Fumi, please can you make me host? I forgot that I left the call.
Okay, ma.
Thank you. So we'll go for a break by 11:30, right? So that I'll come back by 12 and now complete what we have for you. Okay.
Sorry, when are we coming back?
We'll come back by 12 o'clock. Our break is always 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
No, not now. I say not now. We'll go by 11:30 and come back by 12.
Okay.
All right, for me, please, host so that I can share my screen.
Hi, Ma.
Yeah.
Okay. After clicking on your name, I'm on
Yeah,
more.
you see more.
The options I have here. I have captions, security, chat, meeting settings, whiteboards, YouTube, apps, notes.
Oh no, that's not it. Once you click on more on my name, you should see make host. I don't know, maybe it's because of phone. People that did it yesterday, how did you do it?
Okay, so sorry, well, Olua, I don't know. Just go to participant. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just go to participant, then you look for a name. Are you
Okay.
there?
From the
Just
options I have here, there's no participants.
Okay, what do you have? Like after the mute and start mute and probably start video
Okay,
or
from the icons. Okay.
yes.
Yes.
Can you see
Okay.
participants?
Yes. Yes, I see that.
Okay, so check for a name.
And you. Okay. Okay, yeah, I've seen it. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much, Abiodun.
Done.
Okay, yeah, thank you. All right. Yep. So hope all of us we've created Figma accounts.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll just walk us through Figma and how to use Figma. So if you just created Figma for the first time, you've never done anything around UI, you would not see all of this recent view. You not see all of this part. So you might have a blank page. Now, this is where you get to create themes. So you can decide to create different themes for, let me delete this. You can decide to create different themes for your project. So this is a theme. One is Boomer. And under Boomer, I have a project called Team Projects that I can work on. But let me leave Boomer and go to my 2024 project. You can see that in my 2024 project, in my 2024 team, sorry, the only project I have is DIGIGAP 4.0 that I created yesterday. If I come here, now you notice that on each of them you have where you can see free and free. That means this particular 2024 project is not a free account. You can see that I said this team is for education users. New users will be required to verify their education status. So remember I said something around having education account. Now the reason for you to have education account is because you know that Figma is both free and paid. Now there are some limitations, there are some things that are limited to Figma that you can't use if you don't have the paid version. But the education version would help you to get all the paid features for the education. Features like uploading of videos, features like using Figma variables and all of that. You get to know it. So for those of you that your account is still free, all you need to do is you can type Figma for education. Figma for education. So once I get it, I'll get the link for you. All you need to do is to copy the link. No, not for you, I mean, sorry. All I need to do is to copy the link and I'll post it. So for everyone in this class, you can just click on this Figma for education. So once I open it, you can see what you'd see. Free best in class 2 for the classroom. So you can just click on get verified. So are we on our laptop so that we'll do it together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me come to just click on that link, Figma for Education. Click on the link and tell me if it took you to this place or it took you to Figma, to main Figma.
It took me to main Figma.
Oh, that means I did not copy the link well. So let me copy the link and post. Okay, so this is the link, the one I just posted. So once you click on it, you would see get verified. So all you need to do is to click on get verified. So for me, it might not work. You know why? You're in. Now you have all the professional tools that makes collaborating fun. So I'm already in. So mine would work. But if yours, you're not in, you would see a form. So click on it and who is doing it for the first time? Who is on his our system so that
I'm doing
I
it
can
now.
make you co-host? Okay, Peace, you're there. So let me make you co-host so that you can share your screen. So you just need to share let me stop sharing. So you just need to share your screen and I'll direct you on how to do it so that everybody would see it.
So I'm using my phone for this call and I'm using my system for the.
Oh. Can you join this
That
call with your phone, with your laptop, so that it'll be easy?
okay? Let me try.
Yeah. So while you're trying, let me see if I have another account that is not verified safe. Okay. Fine. I can create a new Figma. Let me see if I can create a new Figma. So while you're doing it, let me also be doing it from my end. Have you been able to do that? All right, so I think I can create a new Figma account and all right, so you can see my screen, right? So for those of you that have not created Figma account, you just need to create on Get Started for free. And I'll use my Google account to sign. All right, so I have a new Figma account. So, but then I'll write my name. What's my name? Boomer Design at a bootcamp client. Skip. Continue. So I'll choose the starter and I'll choose this. So I'll finish. And I've created my Figma account. So I'll just go back to file. So this is where, so I'll click on that link that I sent. Let me go to that link. And so once I click on get verified, okay. So now can you see it? So you can see that because this is not verified, you'd see these different forms to fill. So I'll just fill I'm a student, what institution. You have to put in bootcamp or online program. Then why are you applying for this? So let me, I don't have, like this, I don't have strengths to type. So I'll just get any response. So I'll just get this response. I'll just copy this because it doesn't matter, right? So I'll just say, I think I am applying because I think that the Figma education plan will be a great opportunity for me to learn this, blah, 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 blah. So what's the name of your school? So I can decide to select, let's see, can decide to select any university. So let's see, you will not have your university here, so don't, okay, there's University of Port Harcourt. So I just put University of Port Harcourt. What are you doing? UI UX design. So now they say, please upload a copy of your bootcamp receipt or course confirmation. So what you're going to do is, they sent you confirmation, right? They sent admission email to you. Did they?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what you do is you should download that admission this thing that they sent to you. So I'm going to also look for any admission, mail that I have. So, so even if it's a screenshot of it, so even if it's a screenshot for it, I'll have to look for it and so I'll just upload anything. I'm still looking for any admission that Uh, looking for come on, I don't have anyone. Okay, so I'll just screenshot anyone. The truth is they really don't need, they will not look at it. They just need something. Okay, I'll just screenshot what I have here and upload. So has anybody uploaded it? So now that I have what I want, I'll just come back to this and I'll just choose what I just, and then I'll put a URL. So I'll come here and say next Factory Foundation. So I'll come here and I'll put so this is DIGIGAP 4.0. DIGIGAP 4.0. So I'll just copy this and copy it and I'll come here and I'll paste it. So when are you graduating? You can just put anything for real. So me, I'll put 2026 and then I'll say I agree, and then submit. Or if you have any Udemy course, you can also put it. So can you see? They say now you are in, you have this. So I'll go back to my Figma and that's the only thing I need. So education gang gets all this for free. So I'll just come here and I would agree. You see that they've paid for me. They've paid everything I want and I'll just complete the upgrade and that's it. So how many persons have gotten in? So they'll send you a message. You can now do all of this. How many persons have gotten it?
I just started doing mine. The one I because I downloaded the Figma stuff last night and it didn't I didn't even get to go through all of this. So I'm trying to create a new account with it.
Oh, okay. All right. So if you're in, just raise your hand so that I know how long time would give.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, the part where they say we should upload, I don't know what are we expected to.
So upload your admission letter from DigiGap. So they send you, or the email that they send to you that you are in, just upload it. Take a screenshot and upload it. Yeah, okay. Unica is in. Okay, 2 more percent. So we have like so the rest, if you've not created account, right, even if it's just this one we do before we go and break, then when we come back, we'll now continue the rest.
Sorry, my network is lagging, but I'm only seeing options for professional and organization.
Okay, so did you click on the link that I posted on the chat?
Okay.
There's a link, so let me repost it. Maybe you did not see it. So you click on that link, and that link is what will take you to the education website. All you need to do is click on get verified and fill in that form.
Sorry, for the part where he asks, is it it's for teammates? Is it nobody, just me that will select, or teammates, students or students and educators?
So you can put teammates.
Teammates, okay. It's asking us, want to invite some collaborators.
So can you see skip? Just skip it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Using it for school. Wow, I'm seeing the one that came up, starter for teams trying Figma. Say free but limited features.
So click on the free. So this is you signing up first. So after
First
you're
time.
done signing up, yes, and click on free. After you're done signing up, you can now come and click on this link on the platform to now start the registration for the education. So you have to have an account first with Figma. So what you're doing is you're
Okay.
applying for them to give you free coupon.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think I can stop recording till come back from break because. All right, so for those of us that have successfully logged in Figma, this is what you see. So now let's go to Figma, and so if you successfully done it, this is your screen. This is what you can see. Yeah. So these are like the things that you can see on Figma. What did I miss out? Collins, Collins, you need to show me your screen, right? All right. While I'm waiting for Collins, so this is what we are doing next. This is how you can create a team project. So if you, at any point, you can have different teams, right? At any point you want to create a team, you just come to create new team and give it the team name. So let's say the name of your team is food delivery, for instance. Food delivery, or you have a good name to give yourself. Say something like Team Alpha. Alpha team, for instance, and you click on create team. Now it will tell you to invite people. So how do you invite people? You invite people by including their email address and password. So I see their email address and password. So you can add email addresses. So I can just start to say bomaagina@gmail.com. So if I need more team members, I can be adding them here, and I can click add, and it would show me for me to add all. and then I can say continue. So once I continue, because that one I've not done anything, I'll just click on, I did not apply for education. I can just click on this, and you can see that I have a free team and I have a paid team. So let's go to our paid team. So this is where you can create projects. You can see that there's already a library that is here for you, for us. There's a library that is here. Then if you click on this plus, you can create a new Figma file. If you click on this, you can create new. You can create all of them. So, but what I'll do is under Boma Aginoba, I'll come to project. So you can always create different projects under this team. So I have, this is my team, my name is my team. And the first project, I can decide to create the first project as DIGIGAP 4.0. So it will be DIGIGAP 4.0, and then I'll create the project. But before I created the project, you can see that there's a part called anybody on the team can edit. So you can actually edit anything you want to edit. So I can come to DigiGap 4.0. Now I would see a new design file, and I would see a new FigJam board. Are we together, guys? Let it know be that I'm rushing fast.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see where you have new project. Under new project, you would see new design file. So under the project itself, there's a design file and there's a FigJam board. There's import. So what this import does is, let's say for instance, you know that in Photoshop or in CorelDRAW, if you want to save a file, you save it as .crd. In PDF, you want to save a file as PDF, you save it .pdf. You want to save a file as Microsoft document, you save it as .word. So all of those things. So for Figma, we save our files as .fig. So let's say you download some of these templates online and you want to import it to Figma, you can easily click on import. So once you click on import, you would see where you can import it from. You can import from your computer, you can import from Google Drive, any of them. So if you click on import from computer, once you click on import from computer, you get to see how to import it. So once you click on it, it will take you to your computer, and if you have .fig file, now if I click on it, I don't have any .fig file, so it's not going to work. But if you have .fig file, it will work. Then you can also share your project. So you can share projects to the same way. You can add the email address of the person, and then you can change if the person can edit or the person can only view. It's advisable that, except the person is a product designer and is working on the team, it's advisable that you'd always give what's it called? Okay, Aisha, this is not what is showing on yours. Okay. I would have to pause until we get it, because if we don't get it, there's no moving forward. So Collins, I'm going to make you host now, co-host. So what you do is you share your screen with me, with us, so that I would see what is the issue. So, all right, so you can share your screen while I stop sharing. So Aisha, after Collins is done, you can also share yours so that I walk you through it. So Collins, you can share your screen, all right?
Yeah, so it shows me get started.
Go down. No, there's this Figma file. Just click down. You see get verified. Click on get verified.
Okay.
So
okay.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
so you
much,
can now
my
start filling all of
student.
it.
All right.
So put any
Scan.
university, doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can copy online.
Okay.
And put it.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you fill it, you'll be verified, and then you can have that interface as mine.
All right. So I can stop sharing now.
Yes, you can stop sharing.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Aisha, are you ready to share your screen?
Yes.
All right. Sorry, moving your name. Next factory admin, please make me host too. Hello. Sorry, next factory admin, please make me host. Yes, students, please. What happened before has happened again.
Hi.
Okay. All right, so Aisha. Please make me host instead of co-host so that I can make students co-host. All right, so Aisha, while we're waiting for that, right? What can you see? Please, what about the aspect of school name? So put any school name. So me, I use University of Port Harcourt. It doesn't matter. Just select any of the name of the school there. They don't really look at it. They just want you to feel it. All right, so Aisha, you're coming next. Sorry. Okay, so you can share your screen now, Aisha. Oh, you can still share.
Yeah.
Okay. Aisha.
Should I try again?
Yes, try again now. Oh, you've even entered the Figma itself. So you know
I
what you
don't know
do?
how I got it. I just followed the prompt and then this came up.
So you know what you do? Come to the right hand side where you have Figma icon. No, not so that's the right. So left hand, sorry. Yeah, that icon, click on it. Just click on it. Main menu, yes. Click on it and go
Okay.
back to files.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. You've not verified your account. So click on the link on the chat. There's a link that shows Figma for Education on the chat. No, on the
Okay.
Zoom chat.
I can't find. Okay.
Let me copy the link and send back. The link I just sent now. On Zoom. Go to Zoom chats and just click on it.
Okay, so hi. So after doing this, that will be all, right?
No, you have to fill the form. Once you click on it, you click on get verified, fill the form before you get the education plan. But you can still now, the thing is, if you don't actually apply for the education plan, right, you can still use the normal plan. So this is your interface. You can see my own interface. I have design file, FigJam file, import. They are all the same, just that my own is dark mode and yours is white. So you can click on the link and start filling that form, but you can stop sharing for now so that I continue. All right, thank you. So for every other person, you've seen how to get it, so just get it. So let me walk us through the whole feature of Figma. So let's assume that you have a different, what about a copy of your class schedule? So you just need to upload this, what's it called? Did you sign up as a teacher or as a student? If it's as a student, they will ask you for proof of your admission. So you just need to upload the proof of the DIGIGAP admission, and that's it. Then you can share the link when they ask for your classes in. So just put anything, doesn't really matter. So this part is where your name is on your Figma. It's called, you can use here to add another account. So you can have more than one account on this Figma. So you can have a second account that you can just switch to it. Now there's a theme. Remember that for some of you, yours is white, light mode, while mine is dark because of my system theme. So if you want light mode, you can click on light and it will change to light. This is how some of your own Figma is looking. But if you don't want light mode, you want dark, you can also click to dark. But me, I always put it on my computer theme. So at any point, if my system theme is white, it will change to white. If it's dark mode, it will change to dark mode. So this is where you can do that. And then there is a settings. Once you click on settings, you'll be able to change your name. You'll be able to change your job title, you'll be able to change your language. You can still change theme here, and you have closed captions. All of these are in beta phase. For any new thing, anything, then you can finally delete your account. You can you can connect new apps here. So these are really not important. Then you can put your picture if you want. If you want to add your picture to Figma, you can do that from settings. And you can still click down. What again do we have? You can download the desktop app for people that want the desktop app. It's really not important that you have the desktop app, right? So, but if you want to download the desktop app, you can, and then you can log out from here. Now, the next thing you can see is the notification bar. So if somebody should add you to the file, you would see notification here. You can see all the notification. Then we have we have search. So you can decide to search for what you're looking for. So let's say the name of the project you're working on is food shop, and you want to search for it. You can use that to search for food shop, and it will show you the options. But then you can, if you come here, you click on this, you get recent items. So you know that my Figma is showing like this because I created a new one. My former Figma had so many designs. So once you start designing, all your latest designs would come here. And then you have your team. You have this part that shows you your team. This is your team. Then you get to see all of these things. Then your drafts. We have drafts. Those files that you've not saved. It will always appear here. So on Figma, once you start a new work, it will come on draft. Then you have favorite files. Once you start having adding documents to your favorite file to show here. And then you have your teams. Your teams consist of any team you have. And you know that I already have team alpha that I created. So I can delete my team here by just right clicking and deleting. So once I delete the team, for you to delete, you just need to put the team's name. And I'll just put the team's name alpha, and I can delete team alpha. So I have just one team, and then you can create team from here. Now the next one is design file and FigJam file. So first of all, go to FigJam board, then we'll come to design. So once I click on FigJam board, you would see that something like this would open. A whiteboard will open for me. Now, the whiteboard, you can see FigJam is good for so many things. You can use it to, remember I said I'll show us how to ideate online. So you can use this to ideate, you can use this to do your information architecture, your user flow. So all of those things that requires whiteboard, you can do all here. So once you log in for the first time, you see this, you can just decide to close it. So once you close it, you can see all of these things, just close it. Now, what do? You have a new file. You can always create a new file, a blank whiteboard, or you can decide to say, okay, you start from a meeting. Is it a meeting you want, a brainstorming section, a diagram, a plan, anyone? Will always start with the new FigJam file. Now, there's always a timer, music, and voting. So we can all decide to deliberate on an idea. So let's say we have 5 ideas. And remember that all of these 5 ideas you do during the ideation phase, you just have to pick one. So you can decide to tell your team members that we should go on a voting, we should all vote. So you can just click on this, put time that we would use for the brainstorming section. So let's say we want to, our brainstorming section should be 15 minutes. I'll just put 15 minutes, and you can add music. You can select any music. And today is Friday, so play Thank God It's Friday. So you can, anybody on this call can hear the music. So you can make it fun, right? It doesn't need to be this. Then you can increase the volume or anything you want to do. You can close this. So we already have 15 minutes here. Then you can generate different templates from weekly sync to chart to plan, any of these things, right? And then if you click on this template, you'll get to see different templates. If you're a UI researcher, you see the different templates. User persona, can you see a user persona here? Empathy map, can you see empathy map here? All of these templates, but we'll not be using templates, we'll be designing what we want from scratch. You can see any template you need really. As a student, you can see different student template, voting system, any of this. You can even decide to use this one to do what's it called? I've forgotten the word, but you can decide to slides. Yeah, you can do slides from here. You can do meeting, weekly meeting, where you now write what Mr. A said, what Mr. B said. All of these are on that template, so you can get them. And then this is the comment section, so you can always comment on anything when you're. Now this is, you remember that I said for any project you start will always be in draft, so you can always see it on that draft. So you see that I have a project on that draft untitled, so I can come here now and change this to let's say DIGIGAP 4.0. You always use the program, the name of what you want to do, right? DIGIGAP, let me say DIGIGAP, and then I've edited it. If I click on this drop down, you can see that I can duplicate it, I can rename it, and then I can move it to project. Remember that it's on draft. So for you to have it in your project, I just need to click on move to project. How many projects do I have here? I just have one project, which is DIGIGAP 4.0. So I can move it to DIGIGAP 4.0. So I've moved this. So let me rename this. After moving it, I can rename this to say this is our ideation on that DigiGap. And now what can I do? I can spotlight myself. That means if we have plenty people here, I can decide to spotlight myself. Then I can share. So if we are 15, so I want us to share, 2 persons should just share their email address, 2 persons that are using their laptop that joined with this meeting with their laptop. So you can easily come and join me on the feature. So just share your email so that I can add you. Share your email on the chat group. Okay, I shall. So I can invite you. So just let me know when you receive the invite, Martins. So share, and I'll share to Martins. So I can make it 3. Yes, we can just be these 3. It's okay, so we can work with this. So once you do, just accept the invite. Aisha have accepted. Martin's yet to accept. All right, so we have all of these people that I have invited. So I can close this. All right. So we have this now. We have 2 persons that are here. Now for other people, I can decide to now share the link. So I can decide to copy the link, right? So anybody with the link can edit. I can decide to copy the link. So those of you that are sending me your email address, you can just click on the link. On this link I sent, and you'll be on the file. So 2 ways to invite people is either you send them the link or you add them yourself manually. So it's best to send them the link. So you can see that Aisha is on my board, and you can see her moving around on my board. So the next thing to do is, this is what we call the toolbar on FigJam. What we call the toolbar on FigJam. So what you can do with this is, if you click on this, you see that this is select tool. So what do you do with this tool? Note that anytime you finish eating, for instance, right, and you want to pick up something, what do? You get to wash your hands first before you pick it up. So this tool is what helps you to drop any previous tool that you're holding to select a new tool. While this, the hand tool helps you drag your screen, move your screen like this. This helps you drop it down. Now we have a marker. What's the work of the marker? You can use the marker to draw what you want to draw. And under the marker, we still have a highlighter. So you can use it to highlight. So you see how it's working. And then you have eraser that you can use to erase all of these things. So you also have tape. So you can draw a tape. So you see the different things that you can do with these two. So you have the marker, highlighter, and all of that. And you can make it thin or thick depending on what you want, and you have colors. Now these are sticky notes. For sticky notes, we use sticky notes for writing down our ideas. So I can decide to enlarge the sticky notes, make it big, and all of that. So you'll see all of these sticky notes. You can pick a sticky note. You can give it color depending on what you want. And then this is our shape tool. You have the connector, you have the straight line, you have the color, you have the rectangle, square, ellipse, diamond, a triangle, downward triangle, rounded rectangles. So anything you want, if you want a rounded rectangle, you can get all of that here. And then you have the text to write. You can decide to write anything. So once you write, you can decide to increase the size and all of that by clicking on where you have size. You click it. Then we have the section. So you can create different sections. As okay, this is the section I want all of us to work on. And this section can be called, let's say, first ideation. Let's say this section is called first ideation. I'm the one that created it, and I come here and I say, and I click on it to rename it. And I say first ideation. First ideation or brainstorming section, anything you want to call it. And what is a table? You can draw table in this. You can draw different table, add more columns, add rows to it, and all of that. So you can do a table on FigJam, and you can have stamps. So you can try to stamp this with good. You can stamp an idea that you like about anything, and then you can still delete by pressing your delete, delete, delete. Next up is you can come to this widget tab and get anything you want to get. So let's say you can brainstorm together, you can do votes, you can have a pool. So let's say for pool, I want to have a pool in class. I can just decide to expand this and say, I'll zoom it in. So I can decide to set a pool. Let me ask, can you see my screen? So I can decide to put a yes and a no. So that's the question. So I can start it. So once I start it, right, people that are on it, Aisha and Martin, can you vote? Check if you can vote. Okay, so you can see that Martin's already voted that yes, you can see my screen. Yes. Aisha has not voted. So I can see how many persons have voted on this. I can see that only Martin has. Aisha, I don't know why you've not, but you can come to where my screen is and do your poll. So that's it. I can see the details of the pool. I can see people that have voted and all of that. So you can do voting here also. Now, another thing you can do is I can decide that, okay, I've also voted. So you can see that two people have voted for yes. You can see the results and all of that on this poll. So that's basically it. So let's do something. We have few minutes more. Let's talk about, let me bring up a problem, for instance. So this problem is in my first edition. And I'll write a text and say our problem is let's use the first listener I already said. Boma finds it difficult to do laundry. So I want us to put our idea. So I can make this large. I can change the color. I can make it bold. I can change the color to any color of my choice, just to make it colorful. So you all can see what is on my screen. So the people on my screen, Aisha, Collins, please take a sticky note and write your idea on how you think we can help Boma. So just pick a sticky note, bring it up here and write your idea. So this is how to pick a sticky note. Just pick it and drag it. Then you can increase the size if you want to. So this is my own sticky note. So just write your idea that I think we can help buy a washing machine. So this is my own solution to what I just said. So write yours. Okay, at Bumakan at source. Yeah. So once you do art, you see my name. So so if you're on the screen, you can pick a sticky note for real and just type. It doesn't have to be, or you can copy, no, just pick yours and type. So this is it. Thanks, Aisha. So if you're here, I said the sticky note to Collins is speaking rectangle for us. So we're just trying to brainstorm on the kind of solution. We don't need to talk, right? We really don't need to talk. You just tell me your idea and I'll say everybody's idea. Collins, are you having difficulty? It's a sticky note. This is where you get the sticky note here. So just put in your idea how you think we can help Boma. This is the problem. How you think we can help Boma. Okay. So I'm waiting for us. Okay, cannot source the London man. Fola Shade, you are using the same okay, but Doma should get a made here. So it doesn't matter the size. Looks like Collins, you've edited my work because I can't see my name on it again. All right. So you can see all of these. So I would just advise I will make it the same size as what you can see on top so that it will be easy. So I'm helping us arrange it. So in case you see your this thing increasing, just know that it's Boma that is doing it. So I'm just helping us. So you already see that we have how many do we have? Okay. So we have 4 ideas. Boma can buy. So let me increase the size for people that are viewing the screen so that oh no. Okay, extra large works. Extra large, extra large, extra large. I think she can buy a washing machine. So let me grab my own here. Okay, so this is my own. So now that we are done with this, so let's assume this is it. And I want to do a voting for all of this. All I need to do is I would come here and I would search for voting. So I'll just say voting. So once I search for voting, I'll see different voting templates. So it's going to be a widget. So I'm going to pick this called voting section and I'll insert it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the voting section. So what topic are we voting for? We are voting for this topic. Boma finds it difficult to do laundry. That's the topic we are voting for. So where are we voting? We are voting on selected objects. How many votes per person? One person can just vote once. And duration, we are doing this for 5 minutes. And we can start voting. So for us to start voting, I need to select everybody's idea that is here. So I'll select it and I'll click on start voting section. So what is going to happen now? You can see that there is another board below. Guys, can you see the other board below called voting in section? So let me increase it. So you can just come and vote on any of the ideas. So just zoom it in, come and vote. So I think I like Martin's own idea. I just need to click on the plus to vote. So me, I voted. Others on this call, you can vote. You know that you just have one vote to make. You can just vote for one idea. So Martin also voted for his idea. Aisha, vote for the idea that you think you like. For all of these four. Okay, Aisha has voted. Who again is on this board that wants to vote? Just come on the idea that Collins, okay, Collins, just vote for any idea you think is. Collins, can you see our screen? So for you to vote, you need to just do the arrow plus or minus. That's it to vote. So remember that I said we have what's it called, 5 minutes. If you look on my screen, you see that my time is running. So once it's 5 minutes is complete, I can end the vote. So if you're on this, if you can access it, you can actually come on it to probably vote. So but we don't have all to 5 minutes again. So this is how we do it. I'll just say end vote. So once I click on end voting section, it will ask me, are you sure you want to end? I said, okay. And then you'd see that I have ended it. Now, this is the first position. You can see that most persons, 2 votes on the platform said woman should give her clothes to dry washing service, guys. So this is what we will now go for. You can see the position first, second, third. This is second because it was voted, just one person voted for it, and the next one is this also one person voted for it. So this is how you can actually do a voting section on ideas on Figma. So you can also drop this down here. I think I can delete all of this. You can delete it or you can leave it. So I can keep it here and say this is the outcome. So if my boss should ask me how did you people come to this agreement, I can tell him that this is the outcome of it. We did a voting section online, and we had 4 persons vote. 2 out of the 4, 2 people voted that we should do a laundry service, washing guys. So how can we do that laundry service? We can decide to now say, okay, we want to start building an app. You see that first stage is over. We've done first stage. We've completed first stage. You can still do more activities. There are so many activities here. You can decide to do crazy eight. So I can come here and I'll say crazy eight. That's everybody gives different ideas. Or just search for anything that you feel like can be there. And you can see there's a crazy eight template where you would have 8 different ideas and you all put it there. So anything you want, you can do different activity. Now the good thing about it is it's going to be all fun because you can also put music. Like I said, you can play music and people are working. They won't know that. So you can play music and people are working. So let me mute my mouth. You can play music and people can be working on this file and that's it. You can stop the music and all of that. So is there any question so far? I think it's time for me to send in attendance. Any question so far? Guys, is there any question? We've come to the end of today's classroom.
Hey, Jesus, man, I just got back. Oh, the network is just terrible. Oh my
It's 1
goodness.
o'clock already, so you just go back. Okay, so you will put.
So what
Oh
do you
no,
have
we'll continue the
what do
exercise
you have
when
to
next
say?
we
I
meet.
can see many things online on the screen.
Oh, you missed too. We just finished a brainstorming section. But
Oh
we'll
no.
revisit it, right? We'll revisit it next week. I understand. So we'll revisit it.
Thank you, ma.
Yeah. All right, so Bukun, you can ask your question.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma, for this section. Even though there are many things on the screen, like you said already, for someone that is just joining, I've been around since. So I want to ask, how did you get these tools that are at the bottom out again? Because like I wasn't
This
available that time. these tools that have pencil, stick, and the sticky note,
Okay, it
circle.
sticks there. Is there. If you go to open Fig Jam, you just see it there. It's always there.
Okay, open Fig Jam.
Yes. Oh, you've not been following from it. So you know what is going to happen, right? They'll send the recordings in, but if they don't, we'll revisit it next week.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
All right, so another question. There's attendance on the chat, so you can go and fill in your attendance.